Albert Einstein was not born a genius. He was born in Ulm, Germany, on March 14th, 1879, to a middle-class Jewish family. His early years gave little hint of the world-changing mind he would one day possess. As a child, Einstein spoke late, leading his parents to fear that something was wrong with him. He preferred to be alone, lost in thought, gazing at nature, wondering about invisible forces that shaped the universe. School was not his favorite place. He clashed with teachers who thought him slow because he would not memorize facts without understanding them. He wanted to know the why behind everything. This curiosity, misunderstood by many, was the seed of his future greatness. One day, when he was around 5 years old, his father showed him a small compass. The invisible pull of the needle fascinated young Albert. How could something he could not see control the direction so precisely? That moment sparked a deep fascination with unseen forces, a fascination that would shape his life's work. But his school life remained rocky. Teachers considered him rebellious, even lazy, because he questioned rules and refused to follow instructions blindly. At the age of 15, he dropped out of school altogether. Most people would have seen this as a sign of failure, but for Einstein, it was the beginning of his real education. Einstein eventually moved to Switzerland, where he enrolled in the Swiss Federal Polytechnic in Zurich. Here, his love for physics and mathematics deepened. Yet even after graduation, he could not find a teaching position. The brilliant young man who would one day redefine physics had to work as a lowly clerk at the Swiss Patent Office. It was a monotonous job, but it gave him time to think. While reviewing patents for electrical devices, Einstein imagined bold ideas about space, time, and energy. During this period, in what later became known as his miracle year of 1905, Einstein published 4 groundbreaking papers. These papers introduced concepts that changed the way we understand the universe, the nature of light, the atomic structure of matter, Brownian motion, and the special theory of relativity, which gave birth to the famous equation E equals mc squared. Einstein's ideas were revolutionary and challenged the foundations of classical physics. Many scientists at first dismissed his theories as impractical or too strange, but over time, experiments confirmed his predictions, and his reputation grew. By the 1920s, Einstein had become one of the most famous scientists in the world. His wild hair, thoughtful eyes, and gentle smile became symbols of genius itself. Yet fame never distracted him from his curiosity. He continued exploring new questions, even when they contradicted his earlier work. He often said, "I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious." But Einstein's life was not only about equations and theories. He lived through some of the most turbulent times in history. As a Jewish scientist in Germany, he saw the rise of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi regime. In 1933, realizing the danger, he left Germany and moved to the United States, accepting a position at Princeton University. His decision to leave Europe saved his life, but he always felt sorrow for the countless people who could not escape. During World War II, Einstein learned that German scientists might be trying to build a powerful new weapon based on nuclear fission. Fearing the consequences, he signed a letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, urging the U.S. to investigate the possibility of an atomic bomb before Germany did. This letter indirectly led to the Manhattan Project. Although Einstein himself did not work on the bomb, he later expressed deep regret that his warning had contributed to the development of such a destructive weapon. For the rest of his life, he spoke strongly against nuclear war and promoted peace and global cooperation. Einstein's personal life was complex. He was married twice, had children, and often struggled to balance his dedication to science with his relationships. Despite his flaws, he remained deeply human, compassionate, humorous, and humble. He played the violin, loved sailing, and enjoyed long walks, often lost in thought. Friends and colleagues remembered him as someone who could explain the deepest scientific truths with the simplest analogies. In his later years, Einstein became not just a scientist, but a moral voice for humanity. He spoke out against racism, advocated for civil rights in America, and supported the creation of a world government to prevent future wars. He believed that science and morality must work together to create a better world. Even in his 70s, he continued to work on what he called the unified field theory, an attempt to combine all the forces of nature into a single framework. Though he never completed it, his efforts inspired generations of physicists. On April 18, 1955, Albert Einstein passed away in Princeton, New Jersey, at the age of 76. In his final hours, he was still working on equations, still chasing the mysteries of the universe. He left behind not just scientific discoveries, but a way of thinking, bold, curious, and unafraid to challenge the impossible. From a boy who spoke late and struggled in school to a man whose name became synonymous with genius, Einstein's journey is proof that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a step toward it. His life reminds us that curiosity, persistence, and imagination can change the world. Even today, decades after his death, Einstein's influence is everywhere. His theories underpin technologies we use daily: GPS, lasers, nuclear energy, and even the understanding of black holes. More importantly, his philosophy of questioning the obvious continues to inspire dreamers, scientists, and innovators across the globe. In a world that often rewards quick answers, Einstein taught us the value of deep questions. His journey from failure to genius is not just a story about science. It is a story about the limitless potential of the human mind.